Hello everybody, it's the 12th of November today, and I've been shopping this morning, food shopping, nothing to do with my trees, but I just thought I would say that according to the temperature gauge in the car this morning, it was 15 degrees centigrade. I don't know, if you're working Fahrenheit you'll have to do the conversion yourself, I'm afraid, but yeah, remarkable really for the time of year. I'm sat out here in just a sweatshirt, well, trousers as well, to be fair. And as I've often said, my channel isn't really a how to bonsai, only a how I bonsai. But I wanted to document some of these Japanese maples that are still, well, they're turned, obviously, they're in full autumn splendor. And I just thought I wanted to document that and share it with you guys because they're so pretty, and of course they're going to lose all this splendor in another, well, who knows, such a bright shiny day today, sunshiny day, we may well get a frost tonight, so they could all be gone by the end of the weekend. Anyway, this one is an Orange Dream, and bought one of those that I bought for £3, I think it was, from a supermarket, and I'm going to be repotting that next year, so I'm going to slot in one of my red labels. I've bought some packets of red labels so that I can give myself a little visual reminder when I think, oh, I might want to repot that next year. This tree in particular, I feel, is too far over in the pot. It's developed very nicely in this direction, and I need to get it moved over so it's this side of the pot really. An elemental mistake I made to get it into the pot in the first place. But the tree has kind of chosen to grow in that direction more than it has in this, and made the decision for me that I need to move it. This is another Orange Dream, same as the other one, but its colouring is slightly different, reflecting perhaps the fact that it's in a different position in the garden, slightly different microclimate. It's more orangey than red, and well, it's still got quite a bit of green on it. I'm going to be repotting this one as well. It's been in this pot the same amount of time as the other one, and yeah, this will make, when I get round to doing that video in the spring, it's going to make for quite a long video. I may have to make it a two-parter, perhaps. So yeah, this one is a much more kind of slender tree. The other one was squat and wide, whereas this one I envisaged as being a taller, a more slender tree. Sadly, of the 4 maples that I bought at the same time, there was another one. This is Emerald Lace. This was another £3 little maple. I bought one, if you look back at this playlist, the original set of 5 trees, there was a tree called Taylor, which was a variegated pink and green cutleaf. Not a cut leaf, this is the cut leaf, a variegated pink and green. That croaked this summer, just up and died on me. So that does mean that I won't be repotting that one. This is another one, and I don't think I'm going to repot this one next year, although I may put it into a larger seed tray. I think I would like to stand it up a little more. It seems to be laying back a little too much. I would also like to encourage some growth lower down to try and prevent reverse taper, because well, it's just very much of a single thickness all the way up. But this cutleaf tree is very graceful, very pretty. It's a little bit too busy in the top. So I may have to do some work on it over winter while it's dormant to prevent bleeding. but just to cut away some of this where it is a little bit too busy, maybe even put a bit of wire on a couple of pieces, because I've got branches that are kind of interfering one with the other. But it is a very pretty tree, and it's got this gorgeous reds and oranges, and again for £3, even if you spend, well, no, that allows you to spend some money if you wish to on a nice pot for it to go into. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, my words sometimes do fail me, and I talk about what I do not talk about when I should do, and the words don't come when I want them to, but you know what I'm trying to say. Buy a cheap tree, by all means, if they're good quality, of course. You can make something nice, and then you can spend your money on your pots, because pots can be very expensive. This is the last one in the group. This is grown from seed, and I chose it out of the batch of seed grown trees that I've got 6 or 7 years ago, because it had the best autumn colour. It's not shown that much promise this year. In fact, the reds are muddy and more muted, although to be fair, it hasn't fully turned yet. This is another tree that's going to need some work over winter to remove some of these long sacrifice branches, tidy it up, bring it back into bounds, and again I think I'm going to repot it, or at least I will be pulling it out of the pot, seeing how root bound it is. Maybe go back into this pot, maybe a bonsai pot, or maybe even into a larger seed tray. It does need a bit more development. So yeah, looking quite scruffy, more like a bush than a bonsai tree. A way to go. But in all, and let me again put the can in for scale, it's not done badly, and it's got some nice taper underneath all this foliage, which is more than can be said for some of the other ones. I think I want to change its angle. I think I want to bring this tree back up to more of that sort of angle, creating that as the leader to follow up to this point, and not lean across so much. So yeah, probably a repot job on that as well. Just to pad this out a little bit, make it a bit more worth your time, I thought I'd add in a couple of other Japanese maples that I've grown from seed, that haven't really been featured on YouTube before, although they've been on Instagram. This is actually grown from the same batch of seed as that last one I showed, but obviously it spent its time in this much smaller pot, and so it hasn't got the thickness of trunk, but it has got some nice little movement, built a nice little crown, and I'm really quite pleased with that one. I need to clean that moss off because it's getting to me now, and I don't want it to rot the base of the bark at the base of the trunk. But yeah, I'm really quite pleased with that one. And then finally, again from the same batch, and has been cut back and grown and cut back and grown, another little maple, and there you have it. That's where we'll end this one. Thank you so much for watching, it's very much appreciated. Please do the YouTube like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. And most of all, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.